Kids and family. They're only as good as your wife. And she's amazing. Noel Gallagher. Welcome to the lounge. Let's go.
Hey! Said this is a lounge. Culture and justice, you know you can trust that we holding it down. Well, you can bet we applying that pressure, it come by the pound. Speaking the truth and allow us to do what makes us so profound. That's why we got the crown. Said this is a lounge. Culture and justice, you know you can trust that we holding it down. Well, you can bet we applying that pressure, it come by the pound. We living better no matter the weather, we sticking around. Come see what we found. Yeah, this is the lounge. VSOP for the record, no better. Yeah, this for the wealth. Both of the people are equals, no better to speak for the culture, our needs and our health. Conscious it reign with dignity, giving the keys to victory and being a man. Live up the culture, protected from leeches and vultures, and speak for who need in a hand. Cause this is the lounge.
Welcome back to the VSOP Lounge. I, of course, am your host, the captain of the cool kids, host of the Grown Man Logic podcast, DeJuan J. And I hope that all is well. In this series so far, we have talked about sociable, healthy, emotionally intelligent sex appeal. And tonight, ladies, I have a conundrum for you. Modern women, this one is going to be for you. But before we get into it, our drink of the evening brought to you in this beautiful 14.5 ounce highball glass, available on shopgrownmanlogicpod.com. Shopgrownmanlogicpod.com. Blood and sand. Blood and sand. We're talking about the 10 things that women need in order to get a ring. How do you get the ring? She's a dime is an acronym. And again, we've talked about the social. We've talked about being healthy. We've talked about emotionally intelligent. We've talked about sex appeal. Tonight, we're going to talk about ambition. That's right, modern women, we have come. Tonight, this is your episode. For those of you who think that I'm stuck in the old ways. For those of you who think that I'm misogynistic. For those of you who think that my views are in the past, and there's a new day and a new time, this is your episode. Why am I saying this? Because there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance between ambition and family orientation. The great man, the Godfather, talked extensively about 1 in 4 women getting married in the African-American community and divorcing at twice the rate in which they marry. As a result of that, systematically, the African-American men are the ones who suffer, are the ones who pay the price. But if we look at this in a grander scheme, in a grander gesture, or vantage point, I should say, if we look at this, then there's a correlation between single mother households and crime, low grades, falling behind, not being able to take advantage of resources, and being generally emotionally unintelligent. The stats are there. PewResearch.com, Psychology Today. Now, Psychology Today is one of my favorite sites to look at because it always presents the feminine point of view. But Pew Research, they're unbiased, and we can look at these things. And when it comes down to being family oriented versus ambition, or ambition versus being family oriented, Ladies, men prefer the balance. We love ambitious women. We admire ambitious women. We respect ambitious women. However, there has to be some family orientation incorporated. Don't believe me? 89% of men from the ages of 25 to 34 state that they intend to have children. 46% of men ages 35 to 44 say that they intend to have children. We can't make babies by ourselves, ladies. It takes two to tango. Whatever cliche you want to use. We can't do it alone. That being said, we have to have some family orientation. The modern woman is lacking that. Is lacking that need or desire or a want for a family, to settle down, to plant roots. And that desire for men has not changed. It's not changed. Because men want to leave a legacy. We want to let the world know that we were here. We have to let the world know that we were here. But there's some subconscious things that family-oriented women signal to men that make them more appealing. Loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. In the words of the great man, Kendrick Lamar. We see social media and we talk about our day ones. We talk about those that being loyal and those that betray your trust get cut off with the quickness. But subconsciously, if you're family oriented, we know that you're committed to building something. So a sense of loyalty comes along with that. Family being the goal. You're about the group if you're family oriented. There's nothing sexier than a mom momming. Today's society is hard. It's difficult enough. And while there are some people on this section of the internet who will tell men to stay away from women with children, this is not that kind of lesson. This is not that kind of lecture. This is not that kind of conversation. I won't tell you that. I will tell you that you need to choose carefully and analyze the potential of the woman that you're getting involved with if she has children, to, in fact, figure out why she is single at that particular moment when she's given literally the best thing that she could give a man. Why did he choose to leave? Why was that gift not enough? But a family-oriented woman is about the group. She wants to see everyone win. Traditionally speaking, generally speaking, family-oriented women have high values, high morals, a strong moral compass, and a balanced lifestyle. And her goal is to protect the harmony within the household. I've talked about this on several series, whether it was the Bad Bitch Designed for Trash Men, whether it was the Respect series, whether it was earlier in this series, inside of my book, out now, Keep It G. I talk about harmony. Men value peace over everything else. The trend on Twitter now is what? The greater than sign. Peace is greater than pretty. 10 out of 10 times. And a family-oriented woman is really about keeping the harmony inside of a household. Strong-minded, sweet, a pleasant disposition. Now, we're going to get into that later in this series when we're talking about the disposition of a woman and what makes a woman's disposition, in fact, sexy. We're going to get into it. But the sweet aspect of it. The girl next door. growing up, I had a crush on Topanga Lawrence. Watching the Wonder Years, I had a crush on Winnie Cooper. Growing up, you know, the girl next door, the sweet, wholesome woman. There's something to be said about that, because at that point, their feminine energy has not been tainted. So ladies, we need to tap back into that. We have to get back into walking in our feminine energy. Why? Because you can get anything in this world accomplished when you're walking in femininity. Family-oriented women tend to not be materialistic. And again, these are things that are subconsciously signaled to men. Forgiving. No time to play any games. And these are the things that men want, we desire, we crave. It makes you virtually irresistible to be family oriented. Now, this question to figure this out may not come directly. We may ask questions poking around. How many brothers and sisters do you have? Are you guys close? What happens when you guys disagree? Are you the baby? Are you the middle child? These are questions that probe into what your family element and what your opinion of family is. When we meet parents, all of these things are assessments. And if I'm being quite honest, a lot of people fail. A lot of women, a lot of you women, you fail because you can't resist the urge to talk trash about the cousin that walks in. You can't resist the urge to backhand compliment someone. You can't resist the urge to throw dirt on one of your other family members' names if they come through and your man's around. Don't hang around her. I don't really talk to her. We grew apart. We live different lifestyles. Well, if that's your family and you grew up with her your entire life, what are you saying about me when I'm not around? What does it look like when things are south between you and I? So we're judging your family and whether or not you, in fact, get along with them. But let's flip the coin. Let's flip it, shall we? After this, I told you guys earlier that I just dropped a book. If you're catching this in podcast format, this book is available on shopgrownmanlogicpod.com, and it's also available on amazon.com. Or for those of you that are catching this on YouTube, check out the trailer. We'll be right back.
Nobody born strives to be a nobody. The ebbs and flows of life drown some and forces others to create, adapt, improvise, and overcome. The route to success has an infinite amount of roads, scenes, and speeds, but the one thing that they have in common is that the traveler has to move forward at all costs. What if I told you that you are 7 character traits away from realizing your dreams? That the success you desire is mere months away? The rooms you want to be in have space for you. From the author of Dear Dominic, DeJuan J is back. High Vibrations only presents Keep It G, the guide to getting what you want. This book is the key to unlocking the doors to these rooms. Get your copy today. Your purpose, your dreams, the best version of yourself is waiting. Available at shopgrownmanlogicpod.com and amazon.com.
Welcome back inside the lounge. Hopefully you enjoyed that trailer, and it'll be enough to spark some interest to go check your boy out. Check out the book, Keep It G, the guide to getting what you want. Where were we? Ambitious. Now again, I have no beef with ambitious women. I love them. They are intelligent, they are driven. They are outside of the box thinkers. They are creators. They are inspirational. And they drive men to be better. But the danger in being overly ambitious is where we find the line in the sand. Ladies, I'm going to list to you the reasons why ambitious women or overly ambitious women don't get the man. But before we go there, let's talk about the benefits. I've listed a few of them so far, and what we find in today's society is what Psychology Today refers to as the Clooney effect. George Clooney is a very famous actor. He's been voted most handsome man a couple times by Time magazine. And he married a lawyer, a woman who by all intents and purposes is smarter, has a more stable career, more driven than himself. If you ask, 87% of men will say that they have no problem dating women that are smarter or more successful than them. However, out of that 87% of men, ambitious women come across as arrogant, extremely arrogant. Why? Why is this? Dr. Laura Parker, a professor at the University of Buffalo, cites that the problem is when ambition is thrown into men's faces. And here's where that family-oriented versus ambition comes into place. It's cool that you're not going to sacrifice on your goals for anybody. It's cool that you have milestones to reach. It's cool that you're packing your calendar with deadlines and social events and things of this nature. This is all fine and dandy. The problem becomes when you get arrogant. Men will tell you, if the woman in the household makes more money than him, the first sight of problems, the first sign of discontent, that's one of the first things that's brought up. It's one of the first things that's thrown into his face. The harmony is disrupted and he is emasculated financially. Now, I get it. Women are saying in today's society that men, if you want to lead, then give the woman something to follow. And I agree with this statement, actually. I'm on several platforms, even my own Grown Man Logic podcast, inside of the book, Keep It G. Listen, fellas, you have to step your game up. If you are not in a position to financially take care of a woman, you should not be dating, in my opinion. And I'm not even saying that you have to financially take care of this woman. Different households are different. And whatever agreement or arrangement that you guys come up with to make your household flow, it's fine. There are things that men just can't tolerate, and financial emasculation is one of them. Here are some other problems. Your schedules are extremely busy. You don't have time for us. Your job demands a lot of your attention, your time, and your energy. When are we supposed to have sex? When are we supposed to cuddle? When are we supposed to sit back and watch a movie? When are you going to come home not dog tired and we can have a playful conversation? When is that going to happen? Women that are ambitious talk a lot. They have a lot of ideas. Okay, cool. But again, it violates this piece. And ladies, again, I cannot stress this enough. I am not telling you to not go for your goals. I'm not telling you to be dormant. I'm not telling you to be a doormat. I'm not belittling your accomplishments whatsoever. I'm just giving you a different perspective to look at. I'm giving you the men's point of view in an articulate and an objective way. That's all I'm doing. The assumption is that you don't have time for a relationship. Relationships require work. They require investment of time and energy. Time and energy that is not going to get you to promotion. Overly ambitious women also tend to have a problem showing that they need a man. Men like to feel needed. We like to feel wanted. We like to feel desired. And regardless of your assertions, regardless of your speech, regardless if you admit it or not, at the end of the day, heterosexual women want and oftentimes need a man. There it is. I said it. I'm tired of going on social media seeing, I don't need no man. It's me, myself. No, you are responsible for your own happiness. But you can't cure loneliness alone. You can't cure horniness alone. You can't cure companionship alone. And these things are basic human needs. The need for sex, the need for connection to humans. Now, family might not be your thing. And that's fine. We'll see you when you're 35, 40. And you're trying to figure out where all the good men have gone. We'll catch up with you then. All I'm asking is that you balance it. Your ambition can't override your desire or your want to have a family, to establish something. Now, there are plenty of women out there that don't want children. There are plenty of men out there, actually, that don't want children. These are the people for one another. But what I will argue is that eventually nature takes over everyone. The most successful men in the world want to leave a legacy and want to pass that on to someone. Who's it going to be? And the woman that comes along and shows them, I need a family, or I want a family. Family is my focus. In addition to being intelligent, in addition to being funny, in addition to keeping it, it's all about balance, ladies. It really is. It's really all about balance. And when you can balance your career and your man successfully, where both parties are getting the equal amount of attention, because it can be done. It's difficult, but it can be done. At that point, you're one step closer to becoming the dime. And you're one step closer to guaranteeing that ring. But I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there. Next week, we're going to talk about dependability. You're not going to want to miss that. This is the extension of that arrogant conversation. This is an extension of the ride or die conversation. Now we're starting to get into the more serious levels. We started superficially. We're starting to get deeper and deeper into this. Am I wrong on this episode? What do you think? If you're catching this on YouTube, comment below. If you are catching this on Spotify or iHeartRadio, the DMs are open. Grown Man Logic on all social media platforms. You can also email us, talk2gml@gmail.com, talk2gml@gmail.com. You can text or call, leave a voicemail. The number is 805-738-2766, 805-738-2766. And I'm open for it. I've got time. Let's debate it. Let's talk about it. We'll catch you next week when we talk about dependability. Cheers.